We'll be doing an Omada install today at this residence, and this is a small but growing home lab, so we're going to need some pretty serious Wi-Fi as well as some 2.5 gigabit Ethernet for this installation. So without any further waiting, let's go ahead and get inside because it's cold and get started. Traditionally, I would recommend a single access point for a home like this, something like an EAP 773, because it would cover this house extremely well. However, in this case, we needed a wireless access point that could also have other devices physically connected to it. The main office has a desktop with 2.5 gigabit Ethernet and a server that is also 2.5 gigabit Ethernet capable. That's where the EAP 775 wall steps in, because not only does it act as a Wi-Fi 7 access point, it also has 2.5 gigabit Ethernet built in, which will allow us to connect the desktop to the one 2.5 gigabit Ethernet port on the access point and give us the full bandwidth to the server when needed. However, the office is in the corner of the home, meaning that there would be other parts of the house that would get poor or no signal. So to combat this, we will be installing a second EAP 775 on the opposite side of the house, which will give us all of the Wi-Fi 7 coverage we will need. Before we start putting any hardware in, we're gonna get this network rack racked and put in, then we'll start mounting everything. And I'm not gonna do it because you guys know that I'm goofy and will break things. You got that right? All right, with that mounted, let's take all these panels out of here to make it easier to work. I found another screw for you hidden away in this thing. Nice. So now you have extra. I'm gonna leave the depth where it is already, but I kinda wanna move the front rails back like a few pegs because if these rails are too close to the wire mesh door, they're blocking the camera. If they're too close to the wire mesh door, you're not gonna be able, like, it's just gonna be, all the cables are gonna be scrunched up against the wire mesh and it's gonna look ugly. So we need to move this back. So I need a screwdriver. I brought my own, but you have one right here. So how convenient. Hashtag not sponsored. Behind this media panel is where the AT&T fiber line enters the home and where all of the Ethernet and coax lines are as well. This home conveniently has Ethernet lines run to each of the rooms. This will make the installation incredibly simple. There is even a dedicated line to the office closet where the server lives. The first thing that we need to do here is untangle and separate the Ethernet cables from the coax cables. Once this is done, we can bring them to the network cabinet and begin terminating the ends. We got very lucky here and that there was enough length to reach the cabinet where the patch panel will go. So we're gonna route all the cables to the top of the rack, and then while we're here, we also gotta make cables, so this is the fun part. I use the term fun loosely. So let's make some cables, and then we can actually get that much closer to installing some hardware, which is my personal fun. I will spare you all the joy of me terminating Ethernet cables. In case anyone out there is wondering what standard I used, I went with the T568B. For no other reason than, of course, all my homies use T568B. Anyway, let's move on from here. With that part of the way, here you can clearly see the Ethernet lines and the fiber line running from the media panel into the cabinet, with barely enough length to spare. At this point, I wanted to go ahead and get the UPS mounted inside the network rack, just to help with planning out the fitment of where our network equipment would be mounted. Alright, these rack sets can apparently hold 44 pounds. But we're gonna go with it anyway. Should be fine. Should be fine to hold the UPS. There wasn't any real reason for me putting the UPS at the bottom of this rack. I usually would have a PDU at the top of the rack, but this one doesn't have one, so I just decided to place it at the bottom. No real reasoning behind any of my choices here. Before we get too committed to putting in all this equipment, I did want to kind of figure out where it might go so that we can get this as pretty looking as possible, or as professionally installed as possible. Make it easier to work with in the future, as long as you don't drop everything on the floor. I think for the most cleanliest setup, we will put our gateway from AT&T on the top, and then we'll have the OC220 as well as the SG2210 XMPM2 2.5 gigabit switch. Wow, that is a mouthful. They really need to change their naming convention. So I think this will look cleanliness. We're gonna temporarily get it stuck in here and not settled all the way in or whatever, secured tightly, just so we can move it around if we don't like the way it looks. Thankfully, the ER707M2 comes with rack ears, so this is a really clean install. and a good look for this fit, I think. And also, I think we're gonna go with something that looks like this because it's super tidy. And even though everything's gonna be kind of offset and all over the place, I think in the end, it'll still look good. So maybe something like this. I'll play around with it a little bit more. In the end, I decided this would be the cleanest look and how everything should be mounted. In the future, any of the equipment can be rearranged easily, especially since we are working with 9U of total space. There is even extra room for activities. Right, so we have AT&T internet, so our modem is gonna go at the top because I think that'll be cleanliness. And if I didn't mention it before, we're going with this switch specifically because it has 2.5 gigabit capability and PoE, so that means it'll provide 2.5 power over Ethernet to both of our access points, one in the primary bedroom, one in the office. That's gonna be critical for us here, and it'll also power our OC220. The reason we have the OC220 is just because this is the latest and greatest thing available from Omada, and it should be plenty quick when working with it. I don't actually know personally as I haven't used it, but my understanding from the internet is it's much more speedily than the previous OC200 because it has a quad core CPU in it and extra RAM and I don't know, maybe faster storage as well. So we're gonna sit these here. We did put the feet on these so it'll keep it from sliding around on the shelf, which is nice. I really kind of wish that Omada had a ear and rack system for their switch because that would really help clean up this look entirely. But with the shelf, it still works out pretty much the same. As far as our choice for the router goes, again, this is the ER707M2, and we went with this primarily because it's fairly inexpensive for a 2.5 gigabit router. It also has VPN capability, which is nice, so you can self-host a VPN on here if you'd like. And that's gonna really enable us to get that full throughput to the rest of the home network, to the internet. What's great about all the equipment we're installing here today is that everything that we've installed has a 5-year warranty from Omada. Also, it's all very price competitive, which makes this a great choice for anyone that's looking to get into Wi-Fi 7, 2.5 gigabit networking, especially for home labs, small businesses, maybe even medium-sized businesses. On top of that, the Wi-Fi 7 performance from their Wi-Fi products is pretty top tier compared to other brands, especially at the price point that Omada offers their products. Before we get everything plugged up and operating, we are going to plug in everything into our patch panel, and we'll be pretty much done here. So this has gone extremely well. We haven't tested any of the cables though, so maybe I'm talking a little too early. Of course, that would be fun to find out that none of them work. But otherwise, it's all looking pretty clean so far. I did actually want to give a shout out to Omada for providing this on request. So this is an SFP to Ethernet, an SFP plus to Ethernet module. So that's going to really help us ensure that we're getting that full 2.5 gigabit bandwidth between the router and the switch. So thank you for that. And it'll also free up some ports if we decide to plug more stuff in the future, so we have a little bit of room for expandability. We are here in the office getting ready to hook up the EAP775 wall. The desktop computer is currently plugged into the wall here, but now it will be plugged into the 2.5 gigabit port on the 775. Another neat little tidbit here is the 775 wall has a cover plate that can be removed and painted onto directly, which means you can match it to the color of your wall so it blends in more neatly. And it also has a LED on the front that can be disabled, so if the light becomes bothersome at night, you can just turn it off. I won't be showing the installation of the second 775 wall as the residents asked for privacy, but that one went in without a hitch and is covering the other end of the house, so you'll just have to take my word for it there. Here's the final product where everything is mounted, powered on, and connected. I think this turned out great, and everything went incredibly well. We didn't experience any issues during the installation, thank God. And from here, all that's left to do is set up the Omada software controller, which we are going to gloss over because this is an installation video and not a guide. The best part about this network upgrade is the fact that his server is now the bottleneck and it's no longer the network. So we did a quick transfer from his desktop over to the server, and we were getting about 1.87 gigabit per second, which means that his hard drives were completely maxed out. It wasn't a network problem anymore. So that means now if he wants to take full advantage of his 2.5 gigabit network, he's going to have to upgrade his server. For anyone out there looking to upgrade to Wi-Fi 7 or 2.5 gigabit networking, definitely consider Omada, as they are very price competitive, and they also have a fully managed network ecosystem that just makes networking so much more easier than some of the more traditional methods out there. Also, for anyone that's a first-time buyer on the Omada network website, you can actually save yourself 10%, so definitely keep that in mind as well when you're shopping around looking at all of the available products. And of course, there'll be links in the video description below. I want to thank each and every one of you for watching, and I will see you all next time. Peace.